Susie, come quick. Things are happening. That lady, that darling lady.
Come on, Jess, lad, you miss all the fun.
Supposing I was prepared to help.
You mean with money?
I mean, with money.
You mean you'd be prepared to put the Dinky Doos back on the road again?
I'm prepared. I'm prepared to think about it. Well, perhaps you'd better introduce me to the people in your party, your troupe.
Oh, yes. Well, come on, boys and girls. Beginners. Places, please. Miss Strang, why don't you come over and sit in the royal box? Do excuse us. Thank you very much. There you are, Miss Trent. Ice creams will be served at the interval. Introducing the Dinky Doos. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We are the Dinky Doos, it's our pleasure to amuse. Dinky Doos are what you choose to drive away the blues.
Introducing Mr. Courtney Brundit and Miss Stella Cavendish. Mr. and Mrs. Joe Brundit, really. Got a little boy called George. Joe used to be a boxer, sometimes you can tell.
I see.
I will sing you ballads of the perils of the deep when the night is dark and stormy and the pounding waves are steep. Like great mountains in the blackness, brave and gallant are the crew. As I sail this mighty ocean, my heart yearns for only you.
I will sing sweet ballads of the roses in my heart and the tenderness that blooms there, even when we're far apart. In my heart there is a garden and a nightingale that trills, and a ivy-covered cottage
that nestles in the hills.
Well, you see, the great thing about Joe is he's a good feed.
He looks as if he eats a lot.
Oh, they all eat a lot. There's only one member of this show can't eat, and that's me. Got a wicked stomach. Wicked. Bacon and egg, ham, chops, steak and chips, nice piece of pie. Anything you really fancy, poison. Red hot pins and needles in me belly. No, I mean it's a good feed. He feeds lines, I top them.
top them.
Yeah, look, I'll show you. I say.
And what do you say?
Why does Mr. Stanley Baldwin wear red, white and blue braces?
I don't know. Why does Mr. Stanley Baldwin wear red, white and blue braces?
To keep his trousers up.
Oh, are there any more at home like you?
There's my brother, Fitzwilliam.
And why do they call him Fitzwilliam?
Cause what fits me, Fitzwilliam. Of course, he's one of twins.
One of twins? How could you possibly tell them apart?
Easy. Fitzwilliam's got a beard.
Yes.
Mary is a nurse.
Mary is a nurse!
See what I mean?
Oh, I see a splendid feat, yes.
We are the Dinky Doos, it's our pleasure to amuse. Dinky Doos are what you choose to drive away the blues.
Introducing Miss Elsie Longstaff. Good worker, game as they come and looks well.
My sweetie's gone away and he didn't even say if he was gonna Idaho or even Santa Fe. But when the winter wind is blowing across the plains of Tennessee and the snow falls in Alaska, he'll come sliding back to me. Is Elsie a good feed?
What? I say you're a very pretty little girl.
Thank you. Would you like to play hide and seek?
Hide and seek?
Yes, I'll run away and hide, and if you can find me, I'll give you a kiss.
Supposing I can't find you.
I'll be in the cupboard. She told you.
Introducing Mr. Jerry Jerningham. Like somebody dances well, plays his cards right to be in the West End.
A good feed.
Terrible.
I'll dance you a tango or a stately gavotte. Quadrilles and fandangos, I'll dance you the lot.
Miss Susie Dean.
I'll die like a swan. I'll bring tears to your eyes with my exquisite art and my fine custard pies.
We are the Dinky Doos. It's our pleasure to amuse. Dinky Doos are what you choose to drive away the blues. The Dinky Doos are what you choose to drive away the blues. The Dinky Doos are what you choose to drive away the blues. To drive away the
Oh, who's that?
Well, he's not with us. I think he's looking for work. Morton Mitchum, I think is his name.
3 times around the world.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I thought you were wonderful.
Oh, thank you. I don't believe we've met.
Inigo Joliffe.
He's an itinerant scholar
Well, an out-of-work school teacher, really.
and a very fine piano player. You may not think it to look at him.
No. No, you wouldn't think it to look at him.
Well, what's up, lad? He's temporarily smitten by a vision of beauty.
Oh, aye. That can be very nasty.
Now, as a rule, a CP concert party works on a percentage basis. That is to say, they take 60% of the box office taking, and the people that own the theatre, although they get
40%.
That's right. Now, the other way is rentals.
Rentals.
Rentals, yes. That is to say, the concert party rent a hall for, say, £25 a week, and they keep all the box office takers.
That seems reasonable.
Disaster.
Rentals a disaster.
Rentals a disaster because, you see, the people that own the theatre or the hall are guaranteed their money. There's no reason for them to sell any tickets. We got a rental here in Rawlsley. Terrible posters, place is filthy, dirty, nobody gives a...
I see. That's the trouble with rentals.
That's only the half of it.
There's more?
Charlie Mildenhall.
Oh, that's the man who was running things until he disappeared.
Yes, with the pianist.
Yeah, he booked us in here for 2 weeks.
And now he's disappeared with all the box office.
Without paying the rent.
We owe them all 50 quid.
And they're hanging on to our costumes and props until they get their money.
And we've had no wages for a month.
I see.
Oh, call me Jimmy Mugg. It's all my fault.
Now, wait a minute. Now, boys and girls, we don't think it's Jimmy's fault, do we? No! I mean, who kept our hearts up? Jimmy! Yes, good old Jimmy!
Good old Jimmy, I say, and all.
Well, it's very kind of you. But, so you see, when you say you'd like to help us out, well, you're in for 50 quid for a start. And there's a lot more besides.
In that case, I'll have my money.
Your money?
And then you can get out.
Your money?
There's 1 and 8pence, 1 and 4pence and 2 shillings. And I'm prepared to overlook the additional hot water. But I'm not prepared to overlook the noise and the commotion, the singing and the dancing. And you've had at least 3 lots of hot water to my recollection. And you can go with them. I thought when you came in you were a lady, but seemingly you're one of them.
What?
You heard what I said.
What did you say we owed you?
1 and 8pence, 1 and 4pence and 2 shillings. And the custard pie.
Plus the value of the additional hot water? There you are. Please bring the change at once.
Theatricals, vagabonds, gypsies.
Let's go now, shall we?
She's wonderful.
Ah, she's a lady.
It's a good but it's no good. 3 times around the world.
That was magnificent, absolutely. But you paid for my tea, you know.
And mine. If you'll remunerate this young lady, I'll give it to you later.
Forget about the tea. I'm a woman of substance.
Substance?
Yes, absolutely.
It'll take a lot of substance to put a CP back on the road.
I'd love to help, but I'm a bit short of cash at the moment. I've been teaching at a prep school, you see.
I have no dress.
I beg your pardon?
No dress.
Why, you say, what bad luck.
On the contrary, it's perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Perfect. Absolutely.
People, would you people like to gather round so I can explain what's happening? What I think is happening. For those of us who haven't been introduced formally, my name is Trant. Miss Elizabeth Trant.
Now we move backwards in time a little to look at another Miss Elizabeth Trant who had an address. Sometimes motorists in the Cotswolds lose their way and find themselves in the village of Hitherton-on-the-Wold. But there are some days when people go there deliberately. This is one of those days. Messrs. Medworth, Higgs and Medworth will sell by auction the remaining effects of the old Hall Hitherton, home of the late Colonel Trant.
Elizabeth. Oh, right here. Sorry, I didn't mean to frighten you.
No, you didn't.
I'm just looking at these stone mouldings up here. I don't know if you can see them from where you are.
Oh, yes.
Do you know that crest up there is almost identical with something I saw once at Ely Cathedral. Now, isn't that extraordinary?
Oh, yes, extraordinary.
Is the sale going well?
I kept hearing people say I would give that £5 for that old junk, or what a ridiculous vase. Did you ever see anything so silly? And I wanted to say, that's my father's life you're talking about.
Perhaps you shouldn't have gone to the auction.
Oh, no. I'm glad I did. You see, I know Daddy died 6 months ago. But it wasn't until I saw them buying and selling all the books and the pictures and furniture, the things he'd collected all his life.
Yeah.
Well, then I realised that, well, today was really the end of his life.
So when did I see your solicitor?
Oh, Truby, yes. Do you know, he said I'll be richer by over £1,000 by the end of the afternoon.
Oh, my. Well, you're a woman of substance.
A woman of substance.
Are you walking to the cottage?
Yes.
Right, if I walk with you?
Of course.
You know, Elizabeth, you deserve to be a woman of substance. Well, I know Hilda's married and you were brother living in India, so there was only you to look after your father, but then he wouldn't have done so. And 15 years is a long time, isn't it?
Yes.
The last 2 must have been especially difficult.
Yes, I suppose so.
But there is another side to it, you know.
Is there?
Well, today might be the end of your father's life, though, of course, in strict theological terms, I might dispute them. But might it not be the beginning of your life? The true beginning?
Miss Trant walked into her cottage richer by precisely £1,065, 14 shillings and 6pence. Soon the dealers, buyers and sightseers would disperse, leaving Colonel Trant resting in the churchyard and his daughter under this little roof of her own, still in familiar Hitherton and yet perhaps really in a new world.
Deciding to be done, and I think we should help you with your deciding.
Decide?
What your future?
I thought I might just wait until it arrives.
Nonsense. You must take the future by the scruff of the neck and shake it until the stuffing drops out.
It is possible to do it gently, of course.
You take my advice, dear. Leave this place as soon as you can. We shall miss you, of course. But you ought to go.
Where?
Anywhere. Cheltenham. Oxford, London, doesn't matter. Start in business. That's what I should do. Don't hesitate. Go slap into business.
I don't know anything.
Of course you do. It's delicious cake, Elizabeth. May I have another piece?
Oh, of course.
Open a shop, sell hats and gowns like Betty Waltham.
I've always been told I haven't very good taste.
You've splendid taste. Well, you give me the capital. I'll show you how it's done.
As far as I can see, my dear, it is only myself and a lack of capital in this parish that are preventing you from becoming a second Selfridge or Woolworth.
Well, perhaps it is. Why not go to Italy?
Well, I don't really want to go to Italy.
No, I should hope not.
Italy, then, is condemned. We obliterate the whole peninsula.
Well, Elizabeth mustn't turn herself into one of those terrible unmarried females who spend their time in Italy. Like Agatha Spinpool. And her sister. Terrible. Have you got a man anywhere? Husband might be quite a good idea.
No, not really.
Wasn't there a doctor once?
Oh, that was just a casual friendship.
Scotsman, wasn't he?
It was a long time
I don't think it's really any of our business, my dear.
Yeah.
Of course it is. We're concerned about Elizabeth's future. Scotsmen make very good doctors. They're noted for it.
Well, if I was in your place, my dear, I would do something that I've always wanted to do. I would have a little tour visiting all our English cathedrals. Now, you may not be very interested in ecclesiastical architecture.
No, I don't think I am.
No, of course she's not.
No, possibly not. But just think what a wonderful picture you'd have of England. Canterbury, Ely, Norwich, Lincoln, York. Now, supposing you began over at that corner and then crossed over to this side. Hereford, Gloucester, Wales, Salisbury. Wonderful.
The names make it sound rather exciting.
Oh, well, it's been a favourite project of mine for years.
That's the first I've heard of it.
Yes, just one small secret.
It sounds very dull to me. If there's one kind of town more like another, it's a cathedral town. Don't take any notice of him, my dear. The man's out of his mind. It's delicious cake.
Oh, would you like some more tea?
I shall bring you some of my homemade marmalade, Elizabeth. I think you need it.
Thank you.
And don't forget, you must go away immediately.
Well, after the marmalade has been delivered, presumably. Yes?
Well, it's much too quiet here for a young woman like Elizabeth. Well, she should sell the cottage and rent the house. Well, she could die. No one would ever know.
Aunt Elizabeth! Oh, I'm sorry. Am I interrupting an important spiritual experience?
No, we were just
This is the Reverend and Mrs. Chillingford, and this is my nephew, Hilary.
Oh, really? How do you do?
How do you do?
Nice to meet you. No longer from Oxford. I've graduated.
Oh, well done.
Much to everybody's surprise.
And Hilary believes in surprises. He usually arrives completely without warning and in a cloud of dust.
Oh, I sent you a postcard. Well, I'm sure. If you read that, you'll see I'm arriving at 4:30. I'm early. Static.
I beg your pardon?
Static.
Oh, I thought you said,
Static.
Oh, you did. You did say static.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Static.
Excellent. Yes. Hilary, what are you talking about?
The new philosophy. You must have heard of the Oxford Static.
Oh, I never hear of anything living out in the country.
Completely out of touch. The Oxford Static is a magazine we ran, 3 of us. Carrera Brown, brilliant man, and Sturge, he's a poet, and me.
What was it about?
A review of all the arts, even dancing and films. We have a completely new point of view, you see.
Oh, of course.
We Statics. Awfully good name, don't you think? That's what we call ourselves. We don't believe in emotion or feelings. The time has come for life and art to be completely feelingless. All calm and clear. We don't even have names.
However do you manage?
Well, Carrera Brown is static 1 because it was his idea. And Sturge is static 2 because it was his room where we had the idea. And I'm static 3. All the stuff we write in the magazine is signed static 1, 2 or 3 and so on.
How many statics are there?
6. Static 4 is a chap called Oppelworth, who does wonderful erotic drawings. And static 5 is Cynthia Grum, who lives in Paris and invents words and has abolished the sentence altogether. And static 6 is...
And you're static 3?
Yes. Drama, films, and French literature. Static 3.
See how the people of the world live out their misery. In birth and death and marriage lies their dismal destiny. But ask me not to take part in their fearful symmetry. I stand aside, eyes open wide, for I am static 3. Static 3, that is me. The wisdom of the universe resides in static 3. There's no such thing as happiness, and nobody is free. Or tears are a mockery, or smiles hypocrisy. Both man and God are dead, though there is honey still for tea. Stand aside, eyes open wide, for I am static 3. Static 3, that is me. The wisdom of the universe resides in static 3. A rose is a rose is a rose, and a rose is a thorn in the flesh, and the blood of the Lamb of the God who is dead. The quick and the dead, and the dust and the ashes, the pride and the passion, the cash and delivery, the bright shining livery. All the king's horses, the power and the glory, forever and ever and ever and ever. A rose is the rose is the rose.
That doesn't make sense.
That's the whole point.
Static 3, that is me. The wisdom of the universe resides in static 3. The wisdom of the universe resides in static 3.
Better?
Much better, thank you. What are you doing?
I thought I might drive us home.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
I've got a driving license. I tried once before, a few years ago.
Yeah. Good.
Now, what do you do first?
Static 7?
It might be 8, or even 9 or 10. I'd have to check with Sturgeon, Carilla Brown.
Well, how can I become static 7, 8, 9, or 10?
Well, putting it very directly, by giving us some money.
How much and why?
Well, you see, we're thinking of transferring the whole thing to London. Drop the word Oxford. Just call it the Static.
That's you in static 1 and 2?
Yes, we've all graduated now. Well, Sturge was sent down, but he's a poet, so you expect that.
Of course.
You must have a little money after the sale and everything.
Well, just over 1,000, plus 300 a year when I let the hall.
We don't need that much.
How much do you need?
About a couple of hundred.
Now, I'm sorry, Harry, it's out of the question.
Silly question, really.
Yeah.
I'll just have to sell the car. It's a ridiculous vehicle anyway.
How much do you want for it?
About a couple of hundred. Do you really mean it?
Yes. I'm beginning to feel reckless.
Miss Elizabeth Trant completed the transaction, but already she was guiding a little grey motor down roads that nobody knew. Roads that wound through the shining hills of a dream.
Oh, dear. I'm so sorry, Elizabeth. I didn't mean to startle you.
No, of course you didn't.
I always seem to be leaping out from behind walls and things, don't I?
Well, that was your last opportunity, because I'm going away tomorrow.
Really? Oh, how splendid. You ought to begin at Ely. Oh, just think of it. You go down from these hills into the Midland Plain, getting lower and lower the further east you go, until you find yourself, as it were, at the bottom of the basin. And then you would see that colossal tower shooting up. Oh, it's a sublime spectacle, my dear Elizabeth. You've not seen Ely, have you? No, I thought not. That miraculous octagon. Oh, there's a kind of barbaric splendor about the whole place. Yes, you must begin at Ely.
Oh, you're talking about a tour of the cathedrals.
Well, indeed I am. That was the idea, wasn't it? Oh, no. No, of course it wasn't, though. How absurd of me. That was my idea, wasn't it? I said something about it the other day. Oh, I thought that was what you were going to do. Oh, what an old egoist I'm becoming. Now, I was hoping that you might call on my old friend Canon Fothergill at Lincoln. That is, if you begin at Ely. And mind you, that's the place to begin at. Though, of course, you're not beginning anywhere, so to speak, are you?
Yes, I will. I will begin at Ely, just as you suggested. And I will call on Canon Fothergill at Lincoln. That's if it's convenient for him.
Oh, how splendid. When are you setting off?
I will start tomorrow morning.
Elizabeth, I brought your homemade marmalade.
Could you keep it until I get back?
When are you getting back?
I don't know.
How can I get in touch with you?
I have no address.
No address?
No address! I have no address.
And away she went. This Miss Elizabeth Trant, that nobody at Hitherton had ever seen, and perhaps would never see.
On the road, it's a green and pleasant country on the road. You can smell the pretty flowers, you can shelter from the showers, you can waste your time for hours and hours and hours and hours on the road. On the road, you might see the odd cathedral on the road. In the transept or the nave, you may find the things you crave. You can even misbehave on the road. On the road, on the road. You've a license to be reckless on the road. When your hair is in a mess and you haven't an address, then you're really a success on the road. Then you're really a success on the road.
Morning, madam. I'll have a pot of tea and a Welsh rarebit, please.
1 pot of tea, 1 Welsh rarebit.
Very quiet today.
Oh, it's early yet.
I've told the man to put it in the car, dear.
Mind you.
Good.
They've got it bad. Got what?
Oh, Effie.
I shall cook you eggs and bacon. I will keep your slippers warm. Clean white shirt each bright new morning. All love's duties I'll perform. Eric, my love, Eric, my love, what a great adventure it will be. Eric, oh my love, Eric, oh my love, sunshine all the way for you and
I shall garland you with roses, gold sandals for your feet, for your hair a fine tiara. I shall make your life complete. Effie, oh my love, Effie, oh my love, what a great adventure it will be. Effie, oh my love, Effie, oh my love, sunshine all the way for you and cottage in fresh fields and pastures new.
oh, I'll prepare a royal table, beef and Yorkshire's just for two. Eric, oh my love,
Effie, oh my love, what a great adventure it will be. Effie, oh my love,
Eric, oh my love,
Effie, oh my love, Effie, oh my love. We shall have a thatched cottage in fresh fields and pastures new. We'll prepare a royal table, beef and Yorkshire just for two.
Eric, oh my love,
Effie, oh my love, what a great adventure it will be. Effie, oh my love, Effie, oh my love, sunshine all the way for you and sunshine all the way for you and
Hello, Cathedral Arms. Yes. Well, I don't know. Well, yes, I suppose I could ask. Just a minute. Somebody asking for a Mr. Eric Hipstead.
Yes?
Travelling with a lady.
No.
No, Johnson's the name.
Yes, that's right. Johnson.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. We've got a Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, that's all. Well, look, you asked a simple question. I'm giving you a civil answer. I'll go to all that trouble for a threepenny tip.
I wonder, could I have a pot of tea and a Welsh rarebit, please?
Oh, I'm sorry, madam.
Welsh rarebit. Where is he? You vamp, you...
Ben. Oh, I'm sorry, but I saw you and I saw his car.
Is there? Well, I thought it was.
Now, look here, if it's any help, my name is Miss Elizabeth Trant, and I'm on a tour of the nation's cathedrals.
The one we're looking for is big and blonde and running off with her husband.
Oh, well, we're looking for him.
And I'm looking for my car, which happens to be exactly like this one.
The swine! He's run off in this lady's car.
Small, weedy fella with eyeglasses.
Look! Lord of that faces! No!
I should have been at work an hour ago.
Do you know where they're likely to be going? Your husband and his friend.
Sheffield. I happen to see this letter.
Steamed it open.
Well, very well. I shall drive you to Sheffield.
Well, that's very kind of you, but there's really no need.
Well, of course there is. I want my car back.
I'll have to be getting back to work.
Oh, go back to your rotten work, then.
First things first.
So, I found out from this letter that they were running away. We've kept telephoning all the hotels along the way trying to find them.
I see.
I wouldn't care, but he's got a nice little business. You know, sweets, tobacco, newspapers and fancies, and an insurance book on the side. Oh, but he was always a bit of a one. You know, for a joke. And he fancied himself as a comic.
Mr. Tipstead?
Oh, yes. Well, he always thought he'd do well on stage. And I dare say he's right, because once he gets going, he's as good as a pantomime. That's what attracted her, I'll be bound. That and his looks. And then he won £500 in a competition. In a newspaper, you're to make up these funny little sayings. He won first prize, £500. Oh, it goes to people's heads having money to spend.
So I believe.
Well, he bought that ridiculous car for a start, and found her serving behind the bar in some public house. I've never been one for going out, you see, to theatres and hotels and all that.
I see.
1 pot of tea for 2. 2 Welsh rarebits.
Thank you.
But I know Eric. He's weak. For all he's clever and witty and comical, he just wants to show off. Of course, if you'd ever been a wife, Miss Trant, you'd know.
Well, of course, I never have. I've only been a daughter.
On the road, you may find a few surprises on the road. In life's sadly flowing stream, things may not be what they seem. You may meet love's fading dream on the road.
See that big grey cloud in the distance?
Yes.
I think that's Sheffield.
It was a grim and melancholy street. One of those that have fallen in the social scale these last 40 years, declining to the humble level of theatrical lodgings, corset agencies, palmists' consulting rooms, and other more dubious enterprises.
Is Mr. Tipstead here, please?
Tipstead? Tipstead? Is it a friendly society or summit?
I was told Mr. Tipstead might be staying here. He took my car by mistake, and I've got his.
Oh, you mean our Effie's young man. I didn't know he were a tipstead. Eric, she calls him, had a little by little. I said he didn't like it. Come in, walk straight through.
Miss Trant.
Trant.
Oh, thank God. Well, we found your name and address on one of the cases, and we were going to write and send a telegram this very minute, weren't we, Eric?
Oh, we were going to,
Because
yes.
it was spoiling everything, you see, wasn't it, Eric?
Oh, everything.
Uncle Arthur. Oh, Uncle Arthur, this is Miss Trant. Miss Trant, Uncle Arthur. Uncle Arthur, you'll have to look more respectable if you're going to stay in here. Well, aren't you playing this week, Uncle Arthur?
By gum, I should say I am. There's an augmented orchestra, so I'm in the pit this week. Aye, it's the Carl Rosa Opera Company. Excuse me,
Stop making those noises, Uncle Arthur.
Trant, could you possibly tell me why...
Will you leave Miss Trant alone? She must be tired out after driving up here. Will you sit down, Miss Trant, and make yourself comfortable?
I really ought to be on my way.
Why, where are you going to, Flower?
Excuse me,
I must go.
What's the matter, Eric? Why'd you keep interrupting?
How did you know where to come? We didn't write the address on the cases.
I suppose I must have met somebody who knew where you might be.
Oh, God.
It's her! Don't be so daft, of course it's not. Somebody from the town hall. They've come to put the rates up because there's 2 motor cars outside.
I suppose it was funny you knowing where to find us.
Well, Eric, I followed you, you see.
Thank you very much. I'll take that, thank you.
What do you want?
What do I want? That's what I want. I want my husband.
I'll leave you to it, lad.
Now then, Eric, I'm not entering into any argument. You can take your choice here and now. Just make up your mind whether you're going to stay here with this woman or come back to the shop with me. One or the other. And it's the last time, mind.
Well, there haven't been any other times.
One or the other. Make up your mind.
You wouldn't go, Eric. Not after all you said.
You leave him alone. Let him make his own mind up. Well?
Oh, for goodness sake, say something or do something. Do have some courage and either go or stay.
This was perhaps the most astonishing speech Miss Trant had ever made.
He left his out.
I've lost him! I've lost him! I've lost him! I've lost him!
Has that chap gone?
Yes, he's gone.
Hey, come on, love. Come on, love. Come on, come on. Don't take on so. Don't take on so. He will no but 2 penn'orth a copper. Ooh, smashed an ornament and all. That's temperament. It runs in the family, you know. Do you know, her mother, that was my sister, her mother, she could sing the volunteer organist and make a whole club room full cry, committee and all. But when she got vexed, she'd smash out. I know what you're thinking.
What am I thinking?
You're wondering and thinking he's forgotten to put his trousers on and change them, aren't you?
I did wonder.
Well, you needn't bother because I'm in the pit this week. They can only see me from here up. Well, I must go and give them a bit of that bag now.
I ought to be on my way.
Oh, don't go.
No, Effie, love. I'll tell you what. Make her a nice cup of tea. Oh, and there's a lovely pork pie in the larder.
A cup of tea would be lovely, thank you.
Sit down and make yourself comfortable. I must look an awful sight. I don't want to keep you if you've got anything else to do, but if I'm left on my own tonight, I'll only go to the gym.
Here. There's a telegram.
Oh, something awful happened to Eric.
Don't be so daft. There hasn't been time. But wait while she gets him home, mind.
It's from Elsie.
That's her sister.
She's stranded.
Aye, and I shall be stranded and all if I don't get to that theatre. Good night, Miss Trant. It has been both a pleasure and a privilege.
Good night, Uncle Arthur.
Oh, it's just one thing after another.
Show bust, all stranded, send other basket passengers. Train also £3, anything, whereas Effie Elsie.
Well, what do you think of that?
I don't understand a word of it.
Look, have you heard of the Dinky Doos?
I don't think so.
Well, they're a concert party, and that's my sister Elsie there. Well, they're stranded. And obviously some landlady's hanging on to Elsie's basket with her costumes and props. And she wants a spare basket
with spare costumes and props.
There, you see, you understood all the time.
Whereabouts are they? The, Dinky Doos?
Some little tin pot place called Rorsley.
Rorsley? Is there a cathedral in Rorsley?
Thus it was that Miss Trant found herself on the road to Rorsley, with a theatrical basket and a letter from Effie, and with a car that refused to start. And there, of course, was Mr. O'Croyd, walking into his adventure. And thus it was that Miss Elizabeth Trant found herself addressing the multitude, saying,
For those of us who haven't been introduced formally, my name is Trant. Miss Elizabeth Trant. I'm a woman of substance. I have no address. And I've decided to run this concert party.
And if I had any money, I'd do the same.
Right, now come on, 3 cheers, Miss Trant. Hip, hip.
Hooray!
Hip, hip.
Hooray!
One more. Hip, hip.
What do we do next?
Well, I happen to have enough money in my pocket to buy us all supper tonight, if you'd like to be my guests.
And if I had some money, I'd go halves.
And we could discuss what to do next.
Make plans.
Absolutely.
Who is he?
I have no idea.
There is about young Mr. Inigo Jolliphant the air of one who is ready to fail gloriously at almost anything. He will repay careful inspection at our leisure, perhaps over supper.
Is there a decent place to eat in this town?
I doubt it.
You might find an indecent place.
Hey, come on, lass.
Well, let's look.
I'm going to drive with you, Miss Trant, because you're beautiful.
Beautiful? I saw it all in the cards. I said our luck could change.
And I hope it's for the better.
We are on our way.
Thank you.